Actually, first of all, Swiss wine, it's very rare to find outside of Switzerland. And this is mainly because we don't like to share our wine. No, I'm joking, but it's a small country, so the volume of production is not that big, and most of it gets consumed in Switzerland. The best way to enjoy Swiss wine is to visit Switzerland. And in Switzerland, we have several regions that are wine producers. You might know the Lavaux vineyards. That's on Lake Geneva, around Lausanne, Montreux, and close to Geneva. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's really beautiful. You have these vineyards along the lake. In the vineyards, there are also several restaurants where you can enjoy local food and, of course, the wine produced in the vineyards. And you can do like tours, e-bike tours. There is a little train that goes through the vineyards, and then you visit a wine grower. So it's really more than just tasting wine, but it's really understanding how the production works. Of course, the Valais region, that's where, for example, Zermatt, Saas-Fee, Verbier, Crans-Montana are located. It's another big wine producer. I'm very famous also for the white wine, the perfect wine for the raclette cheese. And then another region that produces a lot of wine is the Ticino region. That's, as I said earlier, where I'm from. The most common grape in Ticino is Merlot. We all know the red Merlot, but actually in Ticino, they also produce the white Merlot. And that's something very unique and very rare. It's actually, they use the grape of the red Merlot, but they peel it, and that makes the Merlot become white. It's very nice, very dry, white. It's one of my favorite, actually. It's also perfect for like a summer aperitif, like we like to do in Switzerland. That's another unique feature of Swiss wine. I have to say that I'm not too picky when it comes to that, but definitely have a couple of items that I always want to have with me. First of all, I always like to have a refillable water bottle because I like to be sustainable and also refill the water bottle anytime is possible. And actually, when you travel to Switzerland, you can refill your bottle from anywhere in the country. Even in our cities, if you see a fountain, the water is drinkable and perfectly fine. My headphones, I never travel without my headphones, and I also never travel without some shows downloaded on my iPhone or my iPad, especially when there is a long flights. So when I go back to Switzerland from Tokyo, I always have few shows because to keep the flight quicker than it is. Yeah, so those are, I would say, my must items. And then for me, it also depends on the destination, where I go. So according to that, I also have some other must items. For example, if I go to a new destination, my must items for that flight, it's to have material to read about the destination, like books or guidebooks or magazines, so I can really get more information about the destination. So when I came to Japan, I had a lot of material to read from my flight from New York to Tokyo, and that allowed me to get even more into the culture and how it is to live in Tokyo, for example. That's a bit my approach.
Is it first time to come to Japan?
Yes.
When you
Yes, it's my first time. Yeah, it was my dream to once live and work in Japan, and yeah, but it's definitely the first time. Yeah, so I look forward to exploring the whole country, from Okinawa all the way up to north. Yeah. I have a feeling that most of my next vacations will actually be in Japan. Because, as I said earlier, it was my dream to come here. I love Japan. I'm very eager to discover more of the country, especially because it's such a diverse country. You have the beach areas, you have the mountains, you have the cities, traditions. It's a big thing, and that's a very fascinating part for me, the food. So I think I really want to invest a lot of my time to explore more of the country and what Japan has to offer. Otherwise, in general, another country that's really high on my list is Vietnam. Vietnam is definitely something I will want to visit while I'm here in this part of the world. Also here the landscapes I'm very attracted to, the culture, and I also enjoy getting to know people. I feel like people in Asia are very nice and very friendly, very welcoming, and I think that makes a travel experience even more special. So I would say those are the top 2 destinations for the next vacations. First of all, thank you very much for listening. I hope you could learn a little bit more about Switzerland. You could be inspired, and I very much hope to welcome you very soon in our beautiful country. I think it will be a great fit for the type of travelers that you are. Of course, active destination, as I mentioned earlier, but you don't have to be active to enjoy Switzerland, because you can really get to the best viewing points even if you're not a hiker. Because as I said, we have cable cars, we have postal buses, we have mountain railways, so you can really enjoy the essence of Switzerland in different ways. Switzerland, and that's I think another interesting factor, it's also a very sustainable destination. We like to say, and this is also how Swiss people travel around the country, by train. And obviously there is a big similarity to Japan. Japan is also a big destination when it comes to train travel. And this is really a commitment we have to more and more be sustainable and also to promote sustainable travel. And that's why a while ago we came up with a movement called Swisstainable. So that means sustainability Swiss-made. So we really try to have a lot of tourism suppliers join the movement and be more sustainable, and we are reaching very good results so far. And another thing I wanted to add, it's what I mentioned before, it's also the cultural diversity. This is really something unique that you don't have anywhere in the world. You have to imagine that in the morning you might be in the German-speaking part of Switzerland and you hear Grüezi, that's hello, good morning in Swiss German. And then an hour later, you could hear bonjour, it's hello in French, because you will be already in the French speaking part of Switzerland. I think this is something very, very unique. And also another big reason for me, it's the fact that you can combine 2 different things. You can combine nature, but also cultural activities like visiting a museum, an exhibition, architecture, masterpieces. Also our cities could be like a sort of a hub. So you keep the city as a hub, and because everything is so well connected and short distance, you can still discover the mountains even if you stay in a city. And then obviously the city offers a lot when it comes to museums and events, restaurants, exhibitions. So that's an option when you are in Switzerland as well.